Welcome to Hope from the Word. I'm Pastor Mike Swenson. Are there some times where you've just sat at home relaxing after a long day of working hard and you think about some of the good things that have happened to you in your life? You may remember a time when you and a family member shared the good news of the birth of a newborn child. It could be that you have reacquainted yourself with some friends that you haven't seen for a long time, and you re-engage them again and just enjoy that time. For some, we've been able to look back through our lives and remember a life-transforming change that was worked for the good in our lives. It's a time when you had to come to a fork in the road. You had to make a decision to walk a different path that you had walked in the past, and it actually changed your life for the good. Maybe you find yourself at a crossroads today in your life, and you're working through that decision. Over in the Bible, we find that the Apostle Paul writes to some people who have placed their faith in Christ, and he reminds them that sometime back their lives had been changed through faith when they put their trust in Him, and they experienced life like they had never experienced before. Listen to what the Apostle Paul says over in Ephesians chapter 2, verses 1 to 5. It's a great passage. He says this, "As for you, you were dead in your transgressions and sins, in which you used to live when you followed the ways of this world and of the ruler of the kingdom of the air, the spirit who is now at work in those who are disobedient. All of us also lived among them at one time, gratifying the cravings of our flesh and following its desires and thoughts. Like the rest, we were by nature deserving of wrath. But because of His great love for us, God, who is rich in mercy, made us alive with Christ, even when we were dead in transgressions. It is by grace you have been saved." I love this passage. It's a great reminder of what Jesus has done for us. We went our own way, our own direction, but Jesus has done something for us. And Paul was pretty plain here. He was telling them, before you accepted God's love and mercy, you were flat out spiritually dead. And he even reminded them that you used to live the way you did because you didn't really even know God. You may have known about Him. But the fact is Paul even put himself on the same plane. He had been pretty religious, yet because he said all of us who lived that way, all of us lived that way. See, the painful truth is that we, by our own nature, deserve the wrath of God. But God is holy, and He requires us to live well towards others and towards Him. And I'm glad that that isn't the end of the story for us, because too many people stop here. They stop here and they think, well, the Bible is just all about rules. It's just about rules, and that means they really don't understand the good news of Jesus. Well, here is where the hope comes in. It comes in here in verses 4 and 5, and he says something like this: because of God's love for us, He made us alive with Christ even when we were spiritually dead. It's a work of God, and that shows His grace towards us. And once we trust Him by faith, once we look to Him and trust, He gives us this grace, and then we start shedding off that old spiritually dead way of living that we used to live before we came to Him in faith. At today's crossroads, turn your trust over to Christ. Turn your trust to Him and allow Him to help you to make the right decision, to follow His direction, because He has hope for you. And it's a great hope. I pray that you have a wonderful week. And may the Lord bless you